Forget everything you've heard about making the pie bigger. What if I told you the fastest way to build wealth isn't about creating something new, but about taking something old? It sounds kind of brutal, I know, but today we're diving into a powerful idea. That new wealth isn't just created, it's captured from everyone who's a step behind.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Ching Feng. And if you're fascinated by how macroeconomics and technology smash into each other, how new tech doesn't just build the future, but actively dismantles the present, then you are in exactly the right place.
Today, we're tackling a huge question. In a world that's moving faster and faster, how can an ordinary person, like you or me, actually build real wealth? The answer might surprise you. It has a lot less to do with slow and steady creation, and a lot more to do with something, a lot more aggressive.
And here it is. This is the core of what we're exploring. We're always told to focus on growth, right? On making a bigger pie for everyone. But what if that's a total distraction? The overlooked truth is that the real game, where the fortunes are being made, is all about who's figured out how to re-slice the old pie using a much sharper knife: technology.
So, to really get this, we first need to understand the players in what I like to call the acceleration game. Let's break down the huge difference between old wealth and new wealth. We all know the term old money, right? This is the kind of wealth that's been around for generations, built up in these big, established industries. At this point, for them, the game isn't about taking huge risks anymore. It's about one thing, and one thing only: preservation. Just don't lose what you've got.
But here's the twist we always seem to forget. Every single one of those old money empires started out as new money. They were the disruptors of their time. They were the ones who got rich so fast they completely shattered the old system. And today, that cycle isn't just repeating, it's accelerating like crazy.
I mean, just look at how this is sped up. Traditional fortunes, that took generations to build. Then you get someone like Li Keqiang, and he does it in a few decades. Okay, pretty fast. But then the internet era hits. Jack Ma, Pony Ma, and boom, they compress it to about 15 years. Then the mobile internet wave. Zhang Yiming with ByteDance, he cuts that time in half to roughly 7 years. And then you have CZ of Binance. He built a financial behemoth in about 4 years. 4. The timeline for creating massive, world-changing wealth is collapsing. So why is this happening?
This brings us to the core, really controversial idea of this whole explainer. The reason for this insane acceleration is that maybe we've misunderstood what progress really is. It's not always just about polite creation. Sometimes it's a form of plunder.
So we hear this all the time, right? Technology is making a bigger cake, so there's more for everyone to share. It's a nice story, but let's really challenge that for a second. What if creating a new, bigger cake fundamentally devalues the slice everyone else is already holding?
Let me make this super concrete with a quick analogy. Imagine you're a skilled craftsman. You spend a whole day making one beautiful handcrafted item, and you sell it for, say, 300 yuan. That's your livelihood. Now imagine someone else introduces a machine, and this machine can churn out an identical, standardized version of your item every 2 minutes. All of a sudden, the owner of that machine is earning tens of thousands of yuan a day. So what happens to you? The craftsman? Did your skill disappear? Did your work get worse? Nope. But the value of your labor just fell off a cliff. You can't charge 300 yuan anymore. Your slice of the economic pie has shrunk, not because you changed, but because a more efficient tool just entered the game and rewrote the rules. And this process, it has a name: technological plunder. It's what happens when a new technology is so ridiculously efficient that it makes old skills, old assets, and old businesses basically obsolete. And the value they used to have, it doesn't just vanish. It gets transferred, sucked up by the people who own and control the new tools.
So if this is the game we're actually in, then the most important question becomes, what tools are you using? What assets are you holding on to? You absolutely have to choose your weapon carefully. Okay, let's compare the two mindsets here. Old money, they're playing defense. Their goal is pure preservation. So they hold assets like gold, stable, predictable, legacy stores of value. But the new money game is completely different. It's all offense. The goal is to capture wealth from that old system. So what do? They adopt disruptive new tools like Bitcoin, which was practically designed from the ground up to be a new system that pulls value from the traditional, centralized financial one.
And this leads to a really blunt question, doesn't it? If you're just starting out, why on earth would you play by the rules of the old guard? Buying a little bit of gold is just playing their preservation game, but with a tiny, tiny fraction of their assets. You simply cannot win by playing on their field with their ball. It's a losing strategy from the start.
This brings us to the most critical part of this whole conversation. What does this actually mean for you? It means you have to adopt a completely new strategic mindset.
Look, this isn't just some abstract economic theory. Understanding this idea of technological plunder gives you a powerful new lens to look at your career, your side hustles, your investments. So the question is, what can you actually do about it?
All right, here's the playbook. First, just stop trying to win the old game. It's not designed for you. Instead, you need to actively hunt for the new, hyper-efficient tools that are changing the rules. Second, look for the new stories, the new narratives that people are starting to believe in. Ideas around fairness or transparency or decentralization, those are powerful. Third, take a long, hard, honest look at your own job or your industry and ask, is this about to be plundered by a new technology? And finally, start looking for those innovations that are either building entirely new pies from scratch or, more likely, are creating the tools that are about to plunder the old ones.
So let's end on this thought. If wealth is being transferred just as much as it's being created, you're on one side of that equation. You are either leveraging the new tools to capture value for yourself, or you are holding on to old assets and old skills that are being actively devalued by those very same tools. The choice is yours.
And hey, if you want to unlock more of this kind of core content that I focus on, please hurry up and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow my WeChat official account, Rong Chengfeng Shi Jin. I'm here to help you upgrade your thinking, achieve your goals, and get access to the kind of information that really makes a difference.
Because at the end of the day, access to the right way of thinking is the ultimate advantage in this game. Always remember, an information monopoly is a wealth monopoly. Thanks for watching.